Hey sewing friends, we made it through February. We've made it to March. At least in the northern hemisphere over here, spring is around the corner, and I always, even though February is like technically the shortest month, it always feels the longest to me, like just being really like in the dead of winter. But one of the things that kept me going was a silly little Instagram outfit challenge where I tried to use the things that I have made that I've sewn for myself in these little outfit prompts that have really like stretched my creativity and given me a lot of joy getting dressed, to be honest. So I did a little video about this a couple weeks ago and asked if y'all would be interested in a part 2, and it was a resounding yes. So that was very fun. Really glad to hear that you guys like this kind of thing. So with that, we will get into part 2, weeks 3 and 4 of February outfit challenges from what Abby wore. So once again, I've got my phone here. I will be referencing both the post names from the actual challenge itself, but also this is where I keep all of how I document what I have worn. I use the Indyx app to, it's got my whole wardrobe cataloged in there, noted what I've made versus what I have bought or thrifted. So that is why I have my phone here. And so we'll start with week 3 of the What Abby Wore February challenge. Day 15 was a funky hat day. 16 was to dress down a fancy fit. 17 was Year of the Horse, the Lunar New Year, of course. February 18 was to go monochrome. February 19 was Fashion Week Street Style Inspiration. February 20th was to style up a rarely worn piece. And the 21st was to wear something metallic. So starting off with day 15, this was a pretty regular everyday outfit for me, but just hat added. Yeah, the prompt was to style a funky hat. It's not all that funky. A little vintage. Is 2012 vintage now? I kind of felt like the SNL skit of big dumb hat, but I actually really like this hat. It is really hard to wear in the Netherlands because it's very, very windy, but I do really like the look of it. So I tried to wear it as much as I could. And when I went outside, I just had to look like an idiot, holding it to my head. But I love the dark green with my yellow Sheridan sweater. This is a sweater that I made, gosh, I think in 2020, I think February of 2020, I have to fact check that. But this is one of my favorite pieces ever. I wish the Sheridan was more size inclusive, but I love this. And I am really amazed at how often I wash and wear this and that the fabric is still so nice. It's the perfect amount of boxy. I love the funnel, the little funnel collar neck thing and the big sleeves. So I really like this outfit. It's not the most interesting, definitely one of my more everyday outfits, but it was cute to style with the hat. So if day 15 was more regular, day 16 was very much out of my comfort zone. The prompt was to style a fancier outfit into something more everyday. And so I reached for my fanciest dress. This was what I made for the Eras tour a couple years ago. It is sequin embroidered mesh. And I decided to try to dress it down by just tossing over a sweater over the top and then do tights and boots and some chunky jewelry. And I expected to hate it, and I absolutely didn't. I think I will wear this again, not just to putz around the house, but maybe for a brunch date or off to a museum. I definitely can see it sparked a lot of creativity. So I was really excited about this one. Day 17 was, of course, to celebrate the Lunar New Year. The prompt was Year of the Horse, and I think I could have gone for literally a horse print is what I wanted to do because I have some really gorgeous horse print fabrics in my stash, but I haven't actually made them up. So I could have gone more Western, yeah, horse girl inspiration, but I just decided to kind of go simple and, when in doubt, wear red for Lunar New Year. So I had this outfit in planned in my mind for a really long time. It was on my fall plans to take the Sylvie top hack that I made last year and pair it with this really pretty black and red floral fabric into a skirt that was on my fall plans. And I had just finished it, so it felt like fate to have it all done up for Lunar New Year. And I really love this outfit. It came out exactly as I'd hoped. The skirt, if you watched my last video, you'll know that it's the Meg skirt. Well, no, it's a skirt that I adapted the Meg dress pattern by Seamwork by using parts of the dress pattern, but then also lengthening it into a midi skirt. I feel like it's pretty rare that I come up with like a whole outfit idea and that every part of the making process then goes like exactly as planned. And that is totally the case with these two pieces. I love them. I love them together. I am so happy that they're both in my wardrobe now. So day 18 was kind of a fun surprise because I did not think that I could make a monochrome outfit work for me. I started out with my like chocolate brown velvet trousers and then a chocolate brown Seamwork Goldie t-shirt. And looking at those two pieces together, I was like, this is not it. This is very samey, one note. I don't think this is gonna work. But then when I added in those like lighter brown tones, I found that I really liked it. So I added a rust cardigan and then like a lighter kind of cognac color in my boots and my belt, and then the wood in my jewelry. So it was all various shades of brown, but it didn't feel boring. It really surprised me and I really liked it. Okay, so days 19, 20, and 21 got a little convoluted where suddenly things got really busy and I could not really get the prompt to work with my outfit for what I needed practically, but also include like a me-made garment in there. So you'll have to just kind of go with me. I basically didn't really do day 19, which was Fashion Week street style inspiration. I prioritized like what was going on in my real life, which I was going to a concert. So if I wore this outfit to Fashion Week, it wouldn't be like the worst thing in the world. It's all black, so it's like fine. But yeah, prioritize practicalities. I felt really cute at the concert. It was an emo situation, and I really feel like the leather skirt plus my lacy black Dawson top and my boots really balanced like kind of edgy but romantic vibes together. So I was really happy with that for what was actually going on in my real life. Was it the most like on theme? No, but I'm gonna just let that one go. Day 20 was to style an item that you rarely wear, and I ended up doing the opposite because our plans changed all of a sudden and I had very little time to get ready for a day of like multiple activities. So I just needed something that I knew was going to be comfortable all day, that was going to keep me warm, that I could move around a lot in. We were going to the museum, but also like to the beach and to walk around outside. So I ended up just reaching for like pretty much what is like my wintertime uniform. So absolutely antithetical to what the prompt is, but that's what I wore. My only me-made was, again, a Dawson like mock neck under a wool sweater and my comfiest trousers and sneakers. So that was kind of a fail. I did try to make up for it though in day 21. Day 21 was metallic, and this was also kind of a fail because I only have one metallic item in my wardrobe, and that's a pair of shoes. They're flats and it's super rainy right now. So I was like, well, that doesn't really work. So I tried, but ultimately like had to just put on my boots. But I did work to incorporate the day before's prompt of something I rarely wear into day 21. So I decided to reach for a dress that I've had for like 10 years, probably. It's a ready-to-wear dress that is like really confusing to me in how it's really hard to wear. It's a tank dress, like it's sleeveless, but it's really hot because it's made out of polyester. It has the most gorgeous construction, really beautiful details, like it has a blind hem. Every single seam is enclosed or French seamed. It has like 30 covered buttons and rouleau loops. So I think this brand was like, oh, well, we're spending this much on the construction, so we're gonna make it in the cheapest, crappiest fabric. because we can't afford to spend any money on the fabric because it's all in the details. And so I've kept it for so long, but it's like, it's kind of hard to wear. For this, I decided to layer it. I put on the same lacy black Dawson top because I thought like the black chiffon with the black lace would kind of work together. And then I ended up most of the day, just for practical reasons because it was chilly, wearing a sweater over it, but I had like the collar poking out and those first couple like self-covered buttons. So that was really cute. And I was like, okay, this is actually a way that I can wear it. I need to think of this garment as a winter item, not a summer item, even though it is sleeveless. So that brings us to week 4. February 22nd was layers, layers, layers. 23rd was to recreate a Pinterest look this time. 24th, maximalist accessories. 25, clashing colors. 26, animal print. 27 was to have someone else pick your outfit. That one I really liked, it was really fun. And 28, probably my favorite prompt, dress like your favorite childhood book. So for day 23, layers, 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 I borrowed a couple of pieces that I had worn earlier in the month. So my Cashmerette Winvale shirt dress, and then my like checked, or I guess they're more like a houndstooth print velvet trouser. But this time, instead of wearing the Winvale dress fully open over a t-shirt, I decided I would wear it like partially closed over the flare trousers, and then I put a like wool sweater over it. So I had the nice, like the collar tucked out. I have a little, like a little tie that I made for the Winvale because my buttonhole attachment wasn't working and I couldn't get the last buttonhole on. So in order to close it, I made just like this little simple tie. Looks so cute layered over a sweater with like the little tie coming out and the collar. So I really liked this. It's definitely outside of my comfort zone in silhouette to wear like pants or like a dress over pants, but I ended up really liking it. I had it halfway unbuttoned, so it kind of like flowed and was more open. And I think unlike when I wore these pieces earlier in the month, I think having the like burgundy maroon versus the teal kind of made everything a bit more grounded. That felt a bit safer as a color combination for kind of an out there silhouette. So I really like that balance. And I think I will actually wear it again. So I cheated a little bit on day 23, which was for recreating a Pinterest look. I kind of already did that when I made my latest Meg skirt. When I was going through all of the like sewing planning stage of things, I had found all of these pictures on Pinterest of red and black floral midi skirts. So when this prompt came up, I had just finished that skirt and just went back into my pins from a couple years ago and was like, oh, here's the outfit inspiration that I was like initially part of my process, even though the outfit that I had made was with like the Sylvie top and the boots was like a little bit more on the like refined side. I really like this side as well with like a graphic tee, chunky boots. It's a little bit more edgy, but I think like there's kind of some elements of romantic in there with like the floral print. Also, my like mesh Dawson has these kind of like lettuce hem edges both around the neck and the wrist where the hem like would be. So I feel like those, it really just added like some nice juxtaposition and is one of my favorite outfits, definitely one that I will be repeating. Day 24 was to go maximalist accessories. So I started off with like a very neutral, pretty boring base of just brown trousers and a cream t-shirt. It is, of course, the Helen's Closet Dawson, but this time in a scoop neck instead of a mock neck like all the other ones that I've talked about so far this month. And then from there, I layered on my Cashmerette Hartwell vest, which I think in this case functions as much like an accessory as a garment. So it was a really fun layering piece. And then I have like a little scrap fabric turned neck scarf for some color in here, and it matches my red shoes. So I often pair those two together just to get my shoes are really, really red, and sometimes they feel a little like off kilter. So the red needed a friend. So I have my little scarf there, and then just like kept going. Basically like the opposite of the whole like Chanel, before you leave the house, like remove one accessory because you're doing too much and it looks like you're trying too hard. Like, no, the point is to try too hard. And I loved that about this prompt. So I also went for a like a hair ribbon, which I thought was very fun, with the baseball cap of like a little bit girly, a little bit masculine. So I really like this outfit, and it's definitely one I'd wear again. So for day 25, the prompt was color clashing, but I decided to reinterpret it as like color smattering. And I really think that like anyone can wear any color combination, all the colors they want, and if they think that they look good, they will look good. Like the outfit will be great. So rather than getting stuck in like, oh, what are clashing colors, I decided to wear one of every color of the rainbow for this outfit, and that's how I chose to interpret this prompt. So I started with this orange Davenport. Used to be a dress, is now a skirt. Do not regret that at all, just taking my scissors to my old Davenport dress, because I wear this skirt all the time in the summer. It happened to be a really nice warm day, so I definitely wanted to get that out. I added a red headscarf, so I had the red, the orange, and then yellow as the necklace. My green was a Pattern Scout Brigit tee that I made a couple months ago. I had blue sneakers, and then for purple, I wore really, really tiny purple, like maroonish earrings. But later, I remember I had purple socks, and that would have been like the perfect shade of lavender to have completed the full rainbow look. But I still think it was really cute. I stand by my decision to keep it as like blocks of color, no prints. And I think I would wear this again. It was really fun to do all the colors of the rainbow. Day 26 was animal print, and I was shocked to find that I do not own a stitch of animal print in my wardrobe. No leopard, no zebra, no like cow, deer, nothing. What I do have though is t-shirts with printed animals on them. Animal singular, t-shirts plural. So I think the like Powell's kitty shirt that I had worn earlier with the Meg skirt that week would have been nicer. I think that would have been a better pairing, but I wanted to do something different, so I put on my other Powell's t-shirt with the little fox and then paired it with my newest make, which is the Friday Pattern Company Bernadette skirt, and then just like kind of added some more fall tones to that. I feel like I look very, very much like poster child for the autumn season in this photo, but I do really like it. I think it is very cute, and yeah, it did show me that like maybe I should get some animal print into my wardrobe. Day 27 is the only day in February that does not include something that I made myself. And that's because the prompt was to allow someone else to pick your outfit for you. And my 8-year-old daughter was so excited when I handed her my index, because she sees me like putting together outfits on there and thinks that it is so fun. So she had a great time like scrolling through and picking things. And I just decided like it wasn't worth the stipulation for her to choose things that I have made. There is a handmade garment in here though. It was made by a friend who sized out of it and passed it on to me. So the lavender t-shirt is the Pattern Scout, another Pattern Scout Brigit top, just in a cotton jersey. And I think my kid matched the like overshirt really well to, I think like the colors go really well together. These kind of like vibrant pastels with like the bright lilac, and then the shirt was a hand-me-down from my mom. But that's got like pinks and yellows in it. I think it's really cute. The red shoes are a brighter pop of color than I probably would have added, but I think it works. Same with the green hat. The only thing that I decided to change was the jewelry additions to her vision. Yeah, she likes, when we've done this before, she tends to pick like very casual wardrobe pieces with like my fanciest jewelry. And then in this case is like a pewter necklace with bright gold earrings, which is not something that I would pair together. So that was my only edit. Otherwise, I think it's a really fun outfit. The last prompt for February is probably my favorite, not so much for the outfit that I made from it, but for like the journey that it took me on. And it was to dress like your favorite childhood book. And this was so fun. I was trying to think of like, what were my favorite books? I came up with a couple and then played around with some outfits from that. And what I ended up landing on was a book called A Porcupine Named Fluffy. And this is like a kindergarten picture book about a porcupine named Fluffy who has it's so silly, but also like serious and profound. He has like a little identity crisis because he really wants to live up to his name. He really wants to be Fluffy, but everything that he does causes destruction because he's a porcupine. He's pokey. And yeah, of course, he tries all these things to try to become Fluffy, and in the end, you know, figures out how to deal with this incongruence and finds a friend and finds self-acceptance. It's wonderful. I actually went back. I've like found a YouTube video of it being read because I don't own the book, but it's so cute. Would recommend. But so he goes through all of these things to try to become Fluffy. He has his own really cute outfit, and I could have just tried to recreate his like yellow shirt overalls, but for one, I don't have any overalls or a yellow shirt, I don't think. But I didn't do that. Instead, I decided to recreate one of the moments where he tries to do something to become Fluffy, and that is he sticks marshmallows on every single one of his quills. So I wanted something to represent like the marshmallow, big and white and fluffy, and then brown of his actual porcupine-ness. So I went for a Madhu top from Seamwork that I made a couple years ago, and a toaster sweater from Sew House 7, both in like kind of white and cream, because we are definitely like getting into spring where I knew that I would need like a layered option. But then I put in some like brown elements as well, since he is still a porcupine, with some brown trousers, boots, and then my little like wooden necklace, wooden earrings. And I really like this. It's not like a groundbreaking outfit, but it's really fun to wear it around and be thinking of this little porcupine's like little crisis. And is something that I think I really liked it as a kid because I really understood that struggle of people's expectations, my own expectations, and experiencing like internal incongruity. So I love this book, and I love that this little outfit prompt like took me back to that little journey. So that is everything I wore the last 2 weeks, weeks 3 and 4 of February. Now these were like prompted outfits, so it's not necessarily like an accurate reflection of what I wear on the day to day, but I still thought it would be really fun to look at the month of February and extrapolate some data about what I have made and what I wear the most. Some of it was quite obvious, definitely could have guessed, and others really surprised me. So there were 7 sewing patterns that came up multiple times throughout the month. So first, looking at things that came up twice, I wore both of my True Bias Bryn, a garment, they're both garments, one like just a top and the other being the dress. I wore each of those once. I wore 2 Brigit tops, one made by me and one made by a friend. And then the Hartwell vest by Cashmerette and the Winvale dress by Cashmerette. I own one of them, and I wore that one 2 times during the month. So coming in at 4 wears throughout the month of February is the Forget Me Not Helmy blouse and the Seamwork Meg. Now, both of these I have multiple versions of. So my Helmy blouse, I have the black one, which is the one that I wore more often, and then the purple and the yellow one I both wore 1 time each in February. The Meg is also the basis of my Taylor Swift dress that I wore once in the dress down a fancy fit outfit. But then I also wore 2 versions of the newest one that I made and 1 version of the other midi skirt that I made out of the Seamwork Meg dress pattern. And then no surprise here, 11 of the 28 days I wore a Helen's Closet Dawson top. Now I own 9 versions of this top that I have made. Most of them are, or maybe probably about half of them are like short sleeve and I have in my summer stuff. I wore 4 versions in the month of February over those 11 wears. A lot of it was repeating those 2 mesh versions. I really love those for like adding some character, a little bit of romance, but also they are just great undershirts, really great coverage for like all the wool sweaters that I wear where I want to keep them like off of my neck and my wrist, but I don't necessarily want to add like a full like heavy layer underneath because then I get a little too warm. So they're very practical pieces. I feel like very like artsy pieces in my wardrobe. Again, the 2 mesh ones I made in December and have already just like gotten so much wear out of them over the last couple of months. So I'm very, very happy with those. Sorry, I was kind of like a broken record adding in a Dawson top in what felt like every outfit, but it was actually only 11 out of the 28, but still definitely a wardrobe staple for me. So I hope you enjoyed that little journey with me. It was so fun and really, really helped me having those little outfit prompts. So thank you, Abby. Definitely keep a watch of her Instagram. She has wonderful, amazing looks, is also a sewist, if I didn't say that already. Does a really great job mixing ready-to-wear, vintage, and then stuff that she has made as well into really gorgeous fits. And so it was very fun to go along with her and some of the rest of the community for this month. And now I'll have to go back to making myself get dressed every day. I'm very excited that the weather is changing and we can kind of get some new stuff mixed in for sure. But this definitely helped me during the dead of winter find a little bit more joy, a little bit more creativity in getting dressed. So that's all from me today. Tell me in the comments below or go find me on Instagram. Tell me what is inspiring you lately, whether that is something to sew, something to wear, if you've got a springtime wish list looking at the months ahead. I would love to hear from you, love to hear about what you are loving, what is a like fun and bright spot for you at the moment. So definitely hit me up. And I think pretty soon I'll be wrapping up my winter, well, my fall winter sewing plans. I've got like I want to eke out like at least one more thing and then I will share like my whole collection. I kind of did a capsule wardrobe in the fall and didn't do like new plans for winter. So I just kind of continued them through and I've almost got them all together. So I'm getting very excited to share that with you. So tune in soon and then it'll be moving on to next season stuff. So I'm very excited, like I said, for some fresh spring inspiration and some fresh spring weather. If you're in the Northern Hemisphere, you know what I'm talking about. If you're down south and you're getting into autumn, getting all cozy, I love that for you as well. So I'll see you next time. And until then, happy making. Bye.